safe is your child's school? It's something parents and school leaders constantly ask as threats remain very real. Tonight, Crystal Britt takes an inside look at one Heartland school district that's trying new ways to keep kids safe.
Active shooter drills, locked doors, trained staff. Schools across the Heartland on a constant mission to try to figure out how to keep your children safe.
The reality of rural schools across the nation is that they don't have enough resources, right, to provide all of the services.
That's why the Vienna, Illinois School District took a new approach.
And being able to identify risk factors early, symptoms early.
They formed this safety committee that meets several times a year. And it's not just people who work at the district.
Steve Penrod, the mayor of Vienna.
But leaders all across Johnson County trying to get ahead of problems before they begin.
6-7 years ago, we really had some issues with threats on social media.
A problem many districts still deal with today. That issue is what sparked this continual discussion.
My main job is securing the school, but I'm also an informal counselor and a teacher, and I have contacts with a lot of the kids.
Carl Manley is one of the school resource officers here at Vienna.
A lot of the situations you've had with school shootings and those type things, there's been indicators, there's been noticeable differences. People know things. And you kind of get to knowing your kids, you can tell them like, hey, something's up, we need to do something with that before it turns into something else.
He says it's a team effort, which is why they view the mental health aspect as being just as important as locked doors and armed officers.
And I think here at this school, it's more than checking boxes. You know, it's actually trying to find different ways and innovative practices to deal with the issues that students and families are having.
The mass shooting last year at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas, led many districts to take a closer look at their own security.
I took one of those reports and just stepped through it page by page to say, hey, what do we need to be prepared for? How can we be proactive in better positioning ourselves in an event like this? Because there's not anybody that's exempt from an event like that.
And from that came changes.
One of the things going on right now as we speak is measuring windows so that they could be equipped with bullet-resistant film.
From windows to doors, they're adding more secure entrances here.
All right, so your homework, 1 through, look at the first page.
Because the issue is so complex.
So a lot of times whenever we think of school safety, we think of hardening of facilities or school resource officers, right? And those things are both very important, but that's not the complete picture.
It's also about relationships.
We try to get to know the families and the students, and it's not just a name or a number on a piece of paper. We really all try to find out what is going on with the family and how we can help.
In the 5 buildings in the Vienna School District, they have 6 social workers.
I do think that we're going to see a trend that way in other school districts, right? And sometimes I think people think that social workers are just there maybe like coddling kids kind of thing, and that's not really their role. Their role is to diagnose and unravel problems and be a help.
And they gave the organization Arrowleaf a seat at the table.
And ensure that every part of their life was covered, not just from their educational standpoint.
They help cover the mental health piece, training staff and stepping in hopefully before problems begin.
Because of that open conversation and because of that constant way of looking at how we can improve the environment for students and families.
I'm very proud of our staff and the culture that we have here at this school because we care about our kids. And it's evident in how they conduct business every day.
Saying this conversation can never end, as they will always have to evolve and adapt. In Vienna, Illinois, Crystal Britt, Heartland News.
The district says one goal of its safety committee is to keep students and families from being bounced around between different agencies. They say having those groups easily accessible at a moment's notice makes all of the difference.